Hello, everyone out there listening to this podcast we're making called Talking Through the Hat. That's probably longer than I should have done. I'm your host, Christopher. I'm joined here today by my two friends, Brett and Adam. Say
Hey,
hello, Brett.
hello. I was a bit early there, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were a little bit, you
I
silly
was a bit
bugger.
eager.
Say hello, Adam.
Hello.
If you're
Wow, so
a
enthusiastic.
returning listener, I guess that's
Which I
what we're
doubt
calling
you
you.
are.
Then you're probably noticing we're missing a fourth member tonight. Uh,
It's a tragedy, but unfortunately Dalek has
That might just
died.
let's first of all send us an email to talkingthroughthehat@gmail.com. Anyway, I think that we should talk about what just happened as a topic of our podcast because that might be something to talk
we
about.
just did a podcast, and it was
And then
awful.
Dalek died.
Yeah. It got a bit too late, so Dalek had to go this week. But we didn't want to leave and just upload a bad podcast. There was a lot of problems during it, like technical problems and just a lack of topics and silence. So we decided we're man up, and we'll go through the lateness of the night and the tiredness, and bring you a proper podcast that
The
you, the
tiredness of
audience, deserve.
7:45.
7:45 p.m. That doesn't matter. The Americans don't know what time it is. They're like, they got the problem in America because there's like, if you come from the US of A, they've got like 3 or 4 different time limits. So they're like,
Or like
you say
Mountain,
6 o'clock
Pacific, and
American time, yeah, they're like,
Central.
Pacific, Central. Where is it? Come on, East Coast.
There's Mountain as well, isn't there?
Yeah, you can
You've got too many
screw them
times,
over
America.
because that's your problem.
Stealing them all.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
back, please.
UK, we have one. We have GMT.
We have
My
one.
rain meter disagrees with that.
Does it?
Yeah, mine says that Totton and London are an hour apart.
That's not right.
I know it's not right,
I don't know how this ever
but
happened.
Yahoo thinks it is.
At one point during history, uh, I don't know if it was given to us or we just decided, but at some point it was England or UK, whatever you want to say. Someone went, "You are the keepers of time. You should be GMT, that's minus plus 0, but you shall keep the time." Do you reckon it was given to? I don't think it was. That
I
seems
think I
very
think the
British.
plus and minus stuff is relative to the country you're in.
Yeah,
So no, we're not the keepers of time. I wish we
yeah.
were though.
We
We
are the
become
keepers of
time
time because
lords.
we're in
Time travel
GMT,
all
aren't
up
we?
in this.
We are the GMT. We are the keepers
No, we're
of
Greenwich
time.
Mean Time.
We
It's not,
we're 0. So yeah.
but we're not.
We are, because if you're in France, you're +1. You are,
Yeah, but
yeah.
in France they're on 0 and we're minus
Are
1.
they? I don't think that's how it works.
Pretty sure it's relative to where you are.
I don't think so, because... You sure? I'm honestly not too sure. I just think you're wrong. Uh,
Cheers.
that's... No, I don't think I'm necessarily right. I just think you're wrong. No, I just think you're wrong.
So all time originates from Southampton.
I think it
London.
does, because I know we, in the UN, that's like our one department of the UN is... We
Wait,
are...
so in the entire universe, all time originates from England.
Well, not the universe, the world. That's a bit more. Yeah, we got Big Ben. Why do you think we have such a big
It's not
clock?
called Big Ben. Big Ben's the bell.
We got a big clock, the Houses of Parliament.
Got a big fucking clock.
That's what makes us the keepers of time. We spend
Oh.
millions of pounds every year to make sure that clock is accurate by the second. We are the keepers of time. We're the country that at one point took over a third of the world using, well, yeah, guns,
And
unfair.
slaughter and every other method of overpowering their civilization.
Yeah, we're
We were
good like that.
dicks.
Uh,
Well, not anymore. Now our country has no backbone. It's quite a
Yes.
shame, really.
Why? Why doesn't it?
we gave it away.
Because we're America's bitch, basically.
Shh, shh, don't say it like that. We gave it away. It was our choice.
Yeah, we can
We-
be dealing with it.
We was like, you guys can be free.
No, yeah, but they had help from the French as well. At the time.
What, America?
Yeah,
yeah.
because French hated us because
The French
they're
bastard.
French.
Us and the French have been enemies
They
for
killed
all
our
time.
entire royal bloodline.
Yeah.
And now we have Germans.
They was our
What was
enemies
that?
through time. It's only since recent years that us and the French have got on so long, and that was after saving their asses through 2 world wars. Uh, Good job there, France.
You did good. You didn't die much.
Well, not on the First World War. On the second one, you gave up within 6 weeks. Uh,
It was quite a feat. It was quite a feat. I think America
yeah.
fought for longer in the fucking war.
Within 6 weeks. I hope they did.
Because they joined
I
really
know they
late.
came in late. I don't think they came in that late. There was only
So,
in the last
I want to
6
believe they
weeks.
came in like the last 2 weeks. Just like, yeah. Oh, look, we saved everything.
Well,
I know they didn't.
not if you're in America. You probably learned that you won the war. You were, if you
Yeah.
do anything
Yeah,
by
America,
American history.
in American education, you've never lost a war. Which is...
Just accident happens and they lost the records of everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The truth is,
Well,
you've lost
no.
every single
Well,
war
we
since
left.
World War
It
Two.
was working out over there.
Good old America and their crazy ass wars.
Which you want to be a part of.
What, their crazy ass wars?
Yeah.
The UK does. I don't know what's wrong with our Prime Minister. It was Tony Blair. Tony Blair was like, "Hey Bush, you got any wars you want to go into?" He was like, "We heard there's oil in Iraq." Tony Blair was like, "Yeah, that sounds good." It's kind
Yeah,
of
but
like,
you want to join the army, so how can you say that?
what, because I want to be in war? It's
Yeah.
no different. Doesn't mean I believe the wars were done for the right reasons. It just means I want to be in a war. I want to fight. I don't have to agree with it to want to fight.
Wait, so what's your reason? then?
There's people who have like, what for?
What's
I
your
want to join the army
reason for fighting?
because I quite like the idea of doing it.
Right.
You see men on Friday night who go to pubs and they have pub fights, and there's no general reason for it except they like doing it. It's the same reason I want to do it. They've got no withstand. Like, they don't have this long-lasting reason where they're like, I had a bad childhood, so every Friday night I go to the pub and I fight. It's not like that. It's just they go.
What is this, like Fight Club or something?
Yeah. Well, not really. They just go to the pub and fight every Friday night. I'm just saying, there's no real big reason behind it. They just go to the pub, they drink a little bit too much, and they get in a fight. It's the same sort of thing as me wanting to go in the army. There's no like big thing where I'm like, I want to defend Britain because I have no fear that Britain's going to be invaded anytime soon. We've got nukes. That's
Yeah,
big
we're
enough.
ahead of our missile defense, like in the entire world. Like that's our industry now.
Smiley face there, guys.
Like
So
you want
I've
to shoot
no
missiles?
fear.
No.
I've got no fears of Britain getting invaded in the next 50 years. So if I'm telling you I'm joining the army so I can save lives in Britain, that's a lie. Of course it is. No soldier, except for, when they go out there and stop terrorism, of course that's saving British lives. They're not actually defending Britain. Like World War Two, that's a perfect example, where soldiers were actually stopping Nazis from invading Britain. Well, it wasn't really soldiers. The Navy and the Air Force. The soldiers didn't do much.
Soldiers.
Soldiers.
Next.
Village people. I can't say that.
They're completely different people. Soldiers for the village people. No.
That's another thing weird about the Americans. You only allowed gays in your army last year. What's wrong with that, America?
Was it don't ask, don't tell or something?
You're meant to be one of the most liberal countries in the world. That's what they had in place beforehand, but they got rid of it last year. Gays are allowed to openly go into the army now. But being one of the most liberal people, well, not people, but
Is that what you just talked about this year then, Chris?
yeah, that's what it's in my mind. I was like, I'm going in the army, I have to be gay. When I'm in the army and they're like, what sport do you want to do? I'll be like, ballet. I can't say that either, can I? I'm now just stereotyping ballet of gays. It's not. Well, it is, but it's
But
not.
rugby is, and so's lacrosse.
Polo.
Polo.
Lacrosse. Rugby. Polo. And
But yeah.
polo? What polo's weird?
I can't even remember how we got into this conversation, but it's good. I like.
You want to kill people, and that's how we got here.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing. I'd quite like to know what it's like to kill someone. And obviously, the army's the
That
least
is not
way out.
psychotic in the slightest.
It's not. I'm pretty sure, as Napoleon said when he was. I I probably shouldn't be quoting him, assuming he massacred his way across Europe, a bit like Hitler.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
One of his quotes.
We've just come to expect that now, Chris. It's no.
Yeah, I'm pretty
shock.
sure it was Napoleon. It could have been Hitler, actually. I'm not too sure, but either one said something along the lines of, "I was never truly happy until I killed 1,000 men. The power of God in your hands, where you chose if a man lived or die. That is true happiness." And I'm not saying I want to kill 1,000 men. Well, I'm not that psychotic. I'm not even psychotic. Just think about it though, in your head. You know, the feeling that you could pretty much.
I am the decider.
Yeah, yeah. You can like pick if this guy lives or dies. You know, you chose it. That is a fate you bestowed on him. You know, it's quite accurate to say. You know, like if you're religious, you would say that's like God's choice. That all life is sacred. So you're pretty much doing God's job in some senses. You're saying that guy should die. Yeah. So it's a weird thing that is quite. I wouldn't say it's awesome, but it is.
Be careful with your choice of words. The BBC might pick this up when you're like, after you fought in Afghanistan, and you have just seen that like someone's massacred someone. They find this in their archives, and it's like, this is what he said 2 years ago on Skype in a recorded podcast.
I have no reason to believe I'm gonna be I'm psychotic in any way. You know, I just think it's philosophy-wise, because I'm quite into that stuff. I think it's quite a good sort of thing to read. It's quite, what's the word? I guess interesting is the word to read. That quite a lot of soldiers and, you know, all through time, like Alexander the Great, Hannibal, and all that. One of the big things was the ability they had to choose if you lived or die. You know, that's why most of the Romans were just war hungry all the time, because they chose to live or die. You know, they literally just massacred thousands of Romans, just their own people, just because they had that choice. You know, look at it, all the gladiators they had. That was just for entertainment. You know, you'd have the emperor up there like doing the thumb signals, choose if people live to die.
Pretty sure the lions decided that. It was depending on how hungry they were.
Well, they didn't just fight lions; they fought each other. They fought whoever the Romans decided to do it. No, that's for lions, elephant, people. Then Spartacus came along and he was like, "Yeah, I'm a slave. I'm gonna uprise," and all the gladiators uprised.
Wouldn't be revolt, because I don't think uprise is the right tense. Yeah,
Uprose. Uprose is the correct thing.
yeah.
Oh,
They had an uprising. We're like, no,
they
Oh.
be uprising.
yeah, the uprising over there, they did. Not gonna take no more shit from the Romans. Oh, they're going TF2 with that guy.
Oh,
Was-
what the Northerners, yeah.
Bloody Pyro, watch out! So heavy there.
Pyro, what you
Should I
doing,
twitch
mate?
into wardrobe? Get back, Pyro! Oh, watch out, the heavy's coming!
Please never ever attempt that accent
I
ever
won't.
again.
I will never do that. The only thing I like doing is to line twitch into wardrobe. Just for the
What?
to line twitch into wardrobe. Because of the wardrobe bit at the end.
Tit line, tit witch, and tit wardrobe.
To line twitch into wardrobe.
It's more emphasis on the tit line,
To
tit
line
witch, and
twitch into wardrobe.
tit line, tit witch, and tit wardrobe. We haven't really talked about anything so far in this podcast, have we? We just like,
How much
Yeah.
did Chris wants to kill people?
oh yeah, back to you. What are you saying, Chris?
I don't know. I can't really remember. It was about uprising, wasn't it?
It's
You know.
how you want to kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, it wasn't really, was it?
It kind of was.
Yeah,
It
it
makes
was
me sound like
basically.
some sort of psychopath. Like I should probably be wearing some sort of coat. I do have this thing though. When I watch TV shows,
Alright.
it's like Breaking Bad and stuff. you
Breaking
know.
Bad.
There's the Breaking
Bag.
Bad. I said
Breaking,
bad.
breaking big.
I said bad.
Big. Oh. So you don't want to get off the menu.
I see points in TV shows where I'm like, why didn't you just kill him already? Like, why are you waiting so long? Why is all this thing here? So I do sort of question why TV programs and all that, they put so much emotion to it, and it's just like, it's not that much emotion that has to go into it. It's also another thing, isn't it? It's a weird thing, killing someone. I wouldn't advise it.
Also, you know what's like already.
You wouldn't advise it, but you're going
Well, there's a difference.
to. Basically.
I'm not going to advise illegal killing. Illegal killing, murdering someone. That's bad.
Is there such thing as legal killing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Police. Why did?
I just. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, government work. Do you want to go and work for the CIA or Mossad if you're an Israeli? They kill people. I'm not too sure. I probably shouldn't be talking about Mossad with their track record of bringing people to Israel and.
Chris, your internet is terrible. Sort it
It
out.
is the greatest
It's
connection
not.
known to man. I mean, apparently
Come
my
back when your
bandwidth
internet's
is
sorted out.
0, like,
Zero what?
0 Mbps.
Your bandwidth.
Yeah.
Right, and that's bandwidth is different to speed, by the way.
Yeah, but still. I'm gonna say my bandwidth is terrible.
You just said I thought you were on about
No,
the fact that
so
you
my
have.
stuff's terrible. I mean, I pay the same price as mate across the road does, and he's got a connection 4 times faster than mine. And we're on the same network package. So,
Are you absolutely mad at this point?
I really am. You have no idea. This is one point where I'm actually jelly, to the point where it is visibly seeing
Jelly
my
and ice
face.
cream.
And now I'm hungry. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Jelly and ice cream. Oh, that sounds disgusting.
Bitch, please. You never had a childhood you haven't tried jelly and ice cream.
Jelly.
I was actually a
Wibble
vegetarian.
wobble
during my
wibble wobbly
childhood,
jelly on a
so-
plate. That's right.
That's like the
Chris,
most
you've never
ridiculous
had.
thing, isn't it? When you think about it, it's like jelly, not suitable for vegetarians. Yeah, fuck you guys.
Fuck
Sorry,
off.
what?
Just fuck you, guys.
Come on,
Oh.
someone somewhere out there. Okay, we've got nuclear weapons that can kill millions of people, but you can't make
Oh, God, here we
jelly
go.
that's suitable for vegetarians. Are you kidding me?
Why is it suitable?
Why do you want to eat jelly anyway? It's disgusting.
Fuck
Why
off.
is it? Come on, guys.
It-
I enjoy it. Jelly's fantastic.
Have you ever had jelly, Chris?
Obviously, but pre-vegetarian years.
I mean, proper jelly.
Pre-vegetarian years.
So like 16 years ago, yeah.
Or about 10 years ago. Yeah. It needs
Chris,
more.
let's go to town, man. It's not raining.
Because we're outside.
Let me see. I'm opening my curtains right now.
We're in the middle
Yeah.
of doing a podcast. Stop being
We're
so
on my
professional.
street. But the weather,
Implying this.
well, fine. The weather in Britain is fuck awful right now.
Isn't
I'll
it
walk to your
funny?
house, Chris.
It
Beginning
implies
of
that
the-
isn't
the beginning
always.
of this year, they was talking about droughts. And then for the last month or so, it hasn't stopped raining.
Yeah, but we're still in drought, which is fucking retarded.
We're an
It's like
island,
the
for Christ's sake.
reservoirs haven't been filled up because of this.
We must be
which
the
is
only
stupid.
island in the world.
Because it's
that has
literally
drought
a
water.
lake outside my house now.
We must be the only island in the world that actually suffers major drought problems. To the point we have hose pipe bans. That actually doesn't sound like that big of a drought issue, though, does it? When you got countries in Africa, they have droughts, and it's like hundreds, thousands of people dying.
They have monsoon season, so
The UK has a drought, and the biggest issue we have in the UK when we have droughts is can't use your hose pipes, you can't water your plants. So I think we use the word drought a bit too much in Britain. I don't think Scotland ever have droughts though, because obviously they have 40 days worth of rain a night.
and they have locks as well everywhere.
Yeah, the story of Noah's Ark is actually a real story based around Scotland.
All right.
What?
It didn't flood there though. It just rained for 40 days and 40 nights. It's called winter for them. Happens every year.
Dickhead. Was it like last week there was rain followed by hail, then thunder, then snow, then sunshine, then hail again, then rain. Within the course of an hour. It's fucked up over here.
Good day. Hail, if you don't know, because it's called something different in
it
your
the same
own
in
country,
America?
is when ice falls from the sky. I'm not too sure if it is.
It is, it's like little balls of ice.
Yeah.
Which melt quite quickly because
I'm
of the
not
size.
sure if the word's the same though, if they call it the same. There could just be some people listening. Like you had hell over in the UK.
Hailstones, even.
Yeah.
They're not
That's
stones.
it's not actual hell. Like Satan doesn't come to the UK for like a tour. This is like his
It's
weekend
hail. It's
holiday place.
Hail.
We don't mean the HE.
LL. He means HAIL.
He didn't actually disconnect then, he just wanted to spell check it on Google
Oh,
just to make sure we were spelling it right.
classy.
Yeah.
But yeah. Weather is messed up. I have a lake outside my house. The road's just that flooded.
That is absolutely
I
amazing.
know. I've got a picture. I'll show you later, Adam.
I don't want to see.
You'll see it regardless.
Ever.
Which I totally haven't said to anyone else before. So.
Your favourite word is fantastic, or that's the
I
thing.
know. My
Or-
favourite phrase is so that's the thing. And my favourite word apparently is fantastic.
It is fantastic. Well, not your favourite word, I'm meaning your favourite word is fantastic, not actually meaning that it's fantastic, just that's what
The
your
word,
favourite
the
word
word
is.
itself is
Do
fantastic.
you really have a favourite word, or are you just saying most used
Well,
word?
Adam thinks I have a favourite word, which is fantastic. Because I say
Yeah, but you
fantastic a
do.
lot. And my
So
and my
that's
favourite
got to be a
phrase
favourite word then, if you
is
use it a lot.
so that's the thing. That's more of a cat.
That's the thing.
See, that's not a favourite phrase. That's a catchphrase of anything.
That should be a catchphrase of our show, so that's
So
the
that's
thing.
the thing. You can use it anywhere though. It's so versatile.
You notice
Because
there's
most
less of
things
us, and we
are
have
a thing.
there's less of us, we have absolutely nothing to talk about, and it still turned out better than the last recording.
Well,
It's brilliant.
it's like less is more.
What do you think of, no, in all seriousness, I know we touched on it in the last episode. What do you think about this the missiles on top of the buildings in East London then?
Well, they haven't actually decided they're going to do it yet or not. It's probably going to happen.
Yeah, the mystery defense is still like.
I think this is I don't really want to get into this whole is something going to happen again
It's going to
rubbish,
happen.
but
I
I don't want to be like, yeah, I don't
like
want
to
to
think of it kind of like a football game. You know,
Well, the pitch
know
gets
how
flooded the second it's over.
when you have football
No,
games,
but I
you
mean,
have skins versus shirts. We just have every single military in the world versus terrorists.
Terrorists versus SAM missiles. That's what we have.
yeah, but why would
Why would
it's
you blow
crazy.
up a plane above the most populated city in Europe?
Because fuck the rules. Alright.
That seems stupid for me. What target's bigger than Europe? Come on, you don't really want a plane falling on top of Europe, do you?
It's more because it's the Olympics, if anything.
You got that big like
Because
news
if you kill people at the Olympics, you're not just killing people
as
from
well.
England, you're killing
David
people
Cameron
from
won't
around the
be.
world.
What?
Me or him.
I just heard David Cameron, then I think he went.
Um,
So that's
it
the thing.
is. That is a thing. That is definitely a thing. It's usually how I say that expression, but yeah. But yeah, the SAM missiles are fucking retarded.
Why?
Right, you're putting live ammunition in people's houses, in flats, in London. Okay? Some gangster is clearly trying to steal some. Sorry.
That's,
Kids
I
down the
hear
off license going, mate, got some gear for you, yeah? Got some Sams. Want some?
it.
5k pop, man, 5k pop. Got some Sams. Some Sam, mate. Stuff to M
Oh,
style.
wait. Say that again when Chris gets in there. Hold on. Come on, Chris, where are you? Are they actually seriously considering doing it then? That's maybe Olympic missiles, and that just seems like a hoax. Cool, not cool. A hoax.
Hoaxing, like an April's Fool. Ministry of Defense
The Ministry of Defense is considering
apply
placing surface
for
to air.
MI5 and MI6 on the internet, on their website. They have a
The-
website so you can apply.
The Ministry of Defense is considering placing. This just makes me laugh. Considering placing surface-to-air missiles on residential flats
See,
during the
so,
Olympics.
like I said before, terrorists
Oh yeah,
usually
wait,
on the
Chris.
floor, dying around.
Chris.
So why you have a surface to air missile is beyond me. Other than like airplanes and helicopters and shit. If they got that, then clearly their planets are quite big, and they'll be able to go past them, or not past them, but get around them, like with flares. And
At
shit.
first, I thought it was a hoax. I can't see what the purpose of high-velocity missiles could serve over a crowded area like Tower Hamlets. They said they'll only be used as a last resort, but you'd shower debris all over this east of London by firing these missiles. Chris, are you
Yeah.
there? Listen to what Brett said about the Sam
What
missile,
about
Okay.
about
Oh,
Mickey the Hat
right.
down the.
Yeah, the main point about it, like being a stupid idea, is you're putting missiles on flats in London. You're essentially giving missiles to Chavs, which isn't the smartest move. So you can have Mickey the Hat down by the off license going, mate, want to Sam
You
you?
can't use Mickey the
Sam.
Hat. That's an Irish
Change
name.
Mickey the Hat.
That's an Irish. You can't use that. Assuming Irish terrorists are
Mickey,
probably the
you
people
can
going to be
use
going
Mickey the
here.
Hat. Mickey the Hat isn't Irish.
Yes, Mickey's an Irish
I take
name.
offence to that, good sir. Mickey the Hat is not Irish.
Mickey the Hat's probably the guy who's going to be doing the terrorist acts in, you know.
I see, now you've been racist, mate. And
That's not,
that is not on.
not racist. The Irish have been terrorists for the last 50 years.
So racist. So racist.
Not racist. Look at the IRA.
If you want to report Chris for racism, please send all legal action against Christopher Burt at talkingthroughthehat@gmail.com.
That's not racist.
That'd be
All
great.
I'm saying is that Ireland have a big problem with terrorists.
That's talkingthroughthehat@gmail.com.
It's not racist.
Thank you.
Kind of is.
It's not. My dad fought the Irish. It's okay. You know,
I am Irish. Well, my parents are. My family is.
that's probably why you got an obsession with Mickey the Hat.
It has an Irish name, though.
It is an Irish name. Mickey. Come on. It's like, hey, Mickey, do you want another pint of Guinness?
Just remember, on the back of this cashew nut thing, it says, "Remember, small children can choke on nuts." Just remember that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Priests
sure
don't listen
anyone,
to
remember.
advice. Yeah. Priests don't
pretty
listen
sure
to-
anyone could choke on nuts, actually.
Let's just move on, please.
No one brought it up.
Yeah, I know. And I regretted it sinfully ever since.
I'll devote the rest of my life to forgetting it.
Oh,
These are horrible now, cashew nuts. Ugh.
I've never had cashew nut.
I've eaten like... I had like a whole... You've never had... You're a
I
cook and
know.
you've never had venison.
How great is that? Wait, was the cooking stuff in this one? Yeah, it was. Was it? Cakes. Was there cakes in this? I'm not even sure.
Do you want to explain what the hell's going on?
Yeah. Right. Basically, I do IT at one college and catering at another because I can multitask like a boss and yet fail both at the same time because I'm just that cool. But
All
yeah,
of
all the
them.
failing. The great thing is though, despite doing catering and wanting to become a chef, I don't like food. Like
do you
a
actually
lot.
want to become a chef, though? Or is this kind
It's more
of
a
like, I
backup,
need to do something that's easy?
if anything.
That's like the worst thing to back up ever. Like, oh, I'll become a chef then.
People always need to eat, so
That's a good point, actually.
yeah.
But the thing is, people
Fact,
always
that's
need
one
to
of the
eat, but
biggest
people
stories
always
in
don't need people
the
to cook
country,
for them.
so-
You know, people always need to eat, but you don't always need someone to cook for you. So if you're going to use that argument, you should
No,
become a farmer.
The benefit of that is that Southampton has one of the biggest tourist industries in England. So there's tourists coming in.
Yeah, but there's not much
sell
of a
tourist,
tourist
are they?
industry in England, to be quite frank.
Yeah, but it's still the biggest part of it is in Southampton. Surprisingly, not London, which is stupid. But I think it's only because of the Titanic and shit, which was a thing that happened. So
Why are you saying it's a thing that happened like no one knows that? Like there's literally
no, they
people
might
out
not know
there.
it's Southampton. Some people think the Titanic was just
Yeah,
a film.
but you're saying like
I've been on Open Book, mate. It is horrible. Open
What?
Book is where you can see Facebook comments and shit with like the same phrase in them.
I'm going to go on
Yeah,
this right
type of
now.
Titanic.
Open...
just the way you first
What
said
did-
Titanic, though. You said Titanic. That's a real thing. Like there's actually people out there who've just seen the movie and they're like, "Oh, that was a cool movie," and then they hear the Titanic and it was like, "Was that based on the movie, or was the movie based on that?" It's pathetic, Brett. It's pathetic.
Right. Just pointing out the fact that the Titanic was because it's in Southampton, and there's memorials and stuff there for it,
Yes,
which has generated tourism. Which my point was in the first place.
I know.
So
But
I'm
the way
being a
you
terrible
said it,
person.
I'm just saying, be clear, Brett. Be
Fine.
clear.
Titanic
Be clear, goddammit.
left from Southampton and then crashed. It's a film based on it by, I'd say M. Night Shyamalan, and that is not right. that is not right, because if that was right, then the iceberg would have been made of candy. What a twist. But Yeah, it was James Cameron, I think.
What?
James
I'm not sure
Cameron,
has
that's
twists
it.
in all his films.
Are you sure, James
It was
Cameron? I
James
don't think.
Cameron. Titanic was James
Because
Cameron.
the 3D advert for Titanic now says from the creator of Avatar. It's like,
Oh, no,
No, the
that's
original one.
weird that it says that, isn't it?
yeah.
Do you
Like-
think it's because you usually
Titanic
pick a movie
highest
that's
grossing
older?
film. Wasn't Titanic high grossing as well? Like money-wise. Obviously money-wise. As opposed to viewer-wise. But
Well, the fact that the Titanic has got the Titanic has got 10
The Titanic is the one
Oscars.
Steve Jobs made.
yeah. It was a pretty good film. It was a pretty
It
good film.
was. It's a sad film. Get ready to cry if you watch it. As Leonardo
Spoiler alert.
DiCaprio dies. Oh yeah, sorry. They should know, for Christ's sake. Thousands of people died in the Titanic. If you're going to watch the Titanic thinking everyone survives, don't bother watching it, and you're an
It does not
idiot.
have a happy ending. It does not have one of those. But,
There's
yeah,
some
it's
theories
nothing like that
online.
planning video at the end as well.
There's some theories online, okay, and this is how idiotic people can get. Theories that state that the Titanic is actually a part of Inception, and really it's just Leonardo DiCaprio dreaming about he was in the Titanic. This is
Right.
how retarded conspiracy theories get online, where it's like James Cameron actually read that.
Be okay with that idea if Inception was directed by the same person and written by the same person.
I wouldn't really have.
Not as like a direct link, but like
There was some links to
like
it.
an Easter egg type thing. Not Easter egg.
Yeah.
Like a reference.
Yeah.
Like a subtle one like that.
Like if they actually just edited into the Titanic one of them, that machine that allows you to go into people's dreams. Or his ex-wife. His ex-wife just popped out of nowhere.
Or you could just change the train to a boat.
That'd be good. In Inception, the Titanic just pops out of nowhere across the street. Would that make the movies better, or would that make it weirder?
Yes. We still
I
understand
think
it was too deep for you.
It'd make it good. That'd make a movie. It'd be an amazing movie. Be a movie.
It'd be the greatest movie ever. I want to write a movie, and in it, I would be the greatest thing. Because obviously, self-insert.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you write any movie or any book, that's going to be the best book you're ever going to read. Because it's perfect, isn't it, to you? You know, it's got the perfect sense of humour, it's got the perfect sense of action, because it's you writing it.
Do you critique yourself on it like most artists do in their work?
Yeah. It's like Jimmy Carr once said, when someone asked him, who's your favourite comedian? Because Jimmy Carr is a comedian, if you don't know. He said, I am, obviously, because my sense of humour is exact to mine. So, yeah. People would probably put it off as him being arrogant, because he is arrogant. He's also a good comedian. I don't know if many people in America know Jimmy Carr.
I've noticed that, Chris. You say a lot.
They start picking out my points.
I don't know. I just sat here and that's the only thing I could pick up on because I'm currently browsing the internet. I was talking to you guys. Yeah. So
that's incredibly rude.
The most
Adam.
famous British comedian would probably be Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais.
Who's an arse. So, but he seems to be
he's an arsehole.
Because he's better than you.
Said.
Yeah.
Because he's better than you.
What do you mean he's better than me? In what standards? In comedy standards or money standards?
Probably money. He's probably got a lot more than you.
Ethics,
I
morals.
don't think he is. We're going to just start picking standards. I'll pick rate because I'm better than him at that. I weigh less. He's a tubby fucker. That's the only standard I can pick out.
That's just mean.
Out of all the standards between me and Ricky Gervais, the only one I can think that I'm better than him at is how much.
Not as fat as him. Get in.
I'm thinking. The thing is, he's done a podcast, so I can't say I'm better at doing podcasts than him because this is actually classed the most downloaded podcast ever. So, no.
You got out of breath, then, didn't you?
That's because I've been talking like 6 sentences straight because you guys don't bother interrupting no more.
A lot of the podcast success is down to Carl.
Yeah, it is. Carl Pilkington just The man, the myth.
Absolute fucking legend.
I
mean-
like the fact that some of the stuff he actually says is rather intelligent. However, Ricky and Steve are both still just like, let's whip the fuck out of him for it. Let's pretend it's the most stupidest thing we've
Yeah, I
heard.
noticed that as well. Like some of the stuff is quite logical, and
But
the thought behind
have
it.
you seen the episode where they talk about clones? Okay.
Yeah.
And here's a good subject, okay? If you was to clone yourself, so the clone knows exactly what you've done and all the experiences you've done and all that. So you're both the exact same thing. How would you know if you're the clone or not? He said this and they ripped the shit out of him for it, saying it's the most stupidest thing he's ever said. But think about it. How would you know if you're the clone or not? Because you're exactly the same. You remember all your past experiences. So there's no
But you can't
differences. It's not
clone
like you come out
brains.
of the machine. No. Okay. You got to think of this in a sort of within the logic of the similarities I'm giving you. Similarities to the situation I'm giving you. There was a cloning machine. You walk into it, and it clones you exactly. So it clones your brain, it clones your memories, it clones your body. You're exactly the same. You wouldn't know if you're the clone or not, would you?
Well, yeah, you would because your conscience doesn't get transferred over.
It all gets transferred over.
No, if
Then you wouldn't be able to tell them because you just think it's
Yeah, so
reality.
you'll come out and you'll just be like, you would just think, I'm not the clone.
Unless you have not.
Because it's not like you come out and you're like, you're looking at the other guy and he's got a massive sign on his sort of chest saying, I'm the clone.
And he suddenly develops a Brummy accent,
Yeah.
right?
This is why there should be a fail safeguard. If you're ever going to make a cloning device like that, that's not actually possible. But if you are, get rid of the belly buttons. So when you clone someone, the other clone.
What?
Because if you're getting cloned, you don't need a belly button, do you? You know? That is a true point, don't you? You do not need a
it's
belly
because of
button.
the umbilical cord we have them. So
Yeah. So if you're going to clone someone, then just make the cloning device, get rid of their belly button. They don't need it.
You can't just remove features in clones.
Of course you can. This is a make-believe device. The device doesn't exist, so it can do whatever the fuck I say it does.
clones don't have them. I have them anyway. Because there's that cheap.
Yeah, but that's actually a real cloning device. That doesn't do your brain and stuff. That just makes exactly
I know,
the
but if
same.
the real one gets rid of them anyway.
I would love to do that. If
Surely
someone
you're
came
one.
up to me and they was like, yeah, can we make a clone of you? I'd be like, yeah, go ahead.
That would be
It's
kind
the
of
Star
weird.
Wars series, isn't it? It's with the bounty hunter. He's like, sure, I don't mind if you use thousands of military clones of me. Just make me one so I can play around with it. That's what I'd do. I'd be like, make as many clones as you like of me. Just let me have one to piss about with. He'd be my son. He'd be Chris Burt Jr. We'd play golf. We'd go bowling.
Oof.
It'd be amazing. Because it'd be me.
You're missing everything here, Chris. Brett is subtly taking the mick out of you, and you're just
How's he
overlooking it.
taking the mick out of me?
Yeah, how? Explain how, Adam.
Exactly. Considering, never mind.
You're just trying to make drama. You dirty son
Sorry.
of a bitch.
I'm trying to make content, considering we've had shit over the last 4 episodes.
That's drama. There's only one person who likes drama. That's you, Mike Jones. Who hasn't sent another email
Oh
to us.
God, no.
We've got to bring him in. Hello, Mike. If you're still listening.
So, what do you think of this podcast compared to the other one we just done?
Better.
Yep. Do you want to leave it here?
Sure.
Because then we could. It's just easier for us instead of we just drag it out and it just gets worse
Let's
and worse.
just edit out the ending, though, so it doesn't look unprofessional.
No, we're not. I'm just going to show it online. People have got to hear what we do, what we say.
Okay, then.
So, guys, I will see. Well, we will all see you next
what?
week.
Well, we won't see you next week.
You'll hear us
Send
next
us
week.
emails, you dirty
sounds
son of a
weird.
bitches, or don't bother listening.
How does a user send us an
At
email?
talkingforthehat@gmail.com. You utter idiots.
Guess it's just been added to my door. Sorry to ruin your ending now, but there's a massive spike on it. It's like from Saw, because if the door swings out too fast, that's going to go to the back of my neck.
Interesting.